Team USA kind of is getting hosed, I think, a little bit. They have looked really good, and they finished second in the preliminary stage to Canada throughout the whole tournament. They win their group, and Tage scored again. That was nice. Fadeaway bomb, right? Like, game was kind of in hand, and they weren't close enough to Canada in goal differential to track them down. So, but whatever. Nice goal from Tage.
Yeah.
Which I get nervous watching Tage. For some reason, he's like, maybe this is what like watching your kid is like. Where Dahlin, I watch him and have no anxiety at all, thinking like this, just best player in the team. It's like, it's evident. Dahlin is the best player on the team. He's always so in control. He's every shift doing the right thing. And just like, I watch him and think, he's good. Look at him. He's going to be, every game he plays, Sweden's just going to put him out there more and more.
Right.
Then I watch Tage, and, Tage is Tage. He's a great player, but he falls a little bit. Right? Like, he falls once in a while, and he's got some balance problems, and he'll lose the puck once in a while, and he is not in a role that Dahlin is on. He's on a team that is more loaded, and he's playing on the wing, and he's playing nearer to the bottom of the lineup. His line, I believe, played the fewest minutes in the preliminary stage. And every shift, I feel like I'm not even enjoying Tage the Olympics. I'm thinking, oh, what is the coach? Did the coach like that?
Right.
Because I really want him to play in the groups, in the knockout phases, and like the gold medal game if they get there.
Right.
Every shift, usually it's the ones where he kind of falls over a little bit, or he stumbles, or he like loses the puck. And I'm thinking, oh, what did Mike Sullivan just think of that? Is Sullivan going to watch him enough and go, like, I'd rather have Clayton Keller out there?
Yeah.
Because their competition is Clayton Keller. Like, it's another team's really good star player.
Yeah. I would be surprised if A, if Keller doesn't get in, and B, if it is Thompson that goes out for Keller. I think Thompson, I totally agree with you. I've had the exact same thoughts and feelings the whole time watching Thompson. Like, there was one shift where he was flying up the middle of the ice, ended up kind of fumbling the puck and having to bring it around the net, and I was just like, oh, I wanted him to make a good play there, just because I want him to prove he needs to be on the ice more. I want him to play more than he is now, even, because I think Trocheck and Miller are really eating more minutes than I need them to, and not looking, I think, as dangerous as Thompson has at times. But I definitely get that same anxiety where it's like, ooh, don't do that, don't mess this up. You're in tight here. Your margins are slim. Mm-hmm. You do not have room to make a big mistake defensively here. He can make a silly offensive mistake, I think, and maybe fumble a puck away and live through that. But I think if he blows an assignment in the D zone and it costs them a goal, that might be the end of him in this tournament. And that's I think why we feel this heightened sensitivity to it. And we know Dahlin will just never have that. He's great, and he's going to be great, and he's going to play a ton for them.
It's like watching your firstborn child and secondborn child.
Yeah, exactly, like Joe said.
Much what it is.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
And so I think there is a lot of that, but I think he has shown why, even in the limited minutes he has been playing, he can be potent.
Right.
He scored 2 goals in playing about 10 minutes a game.
And they were both, they were not tap-in goals.
No.
The backhand goal that was sweet on the power play, and then, like yesterday, he blows one by the goalie from distance while fading away.
Right.
They've got some elite shots on that team, but I don't know if there are more than 3 to 5 guys in the tournament that score from that same spot the same way.
No, I think that is undeniably his biggest skill, is that ability to put the puck in the back of the net from anywhere on the ice. And so, I think they'd be silly to take that out of their lineup. I don't know if they have, Jack can do that. I don't think quite at the level that Tage can. And there are some guys that can shoot. Obviously, it's Team USA. They can all shoot the puck. But Tage is a different animal when he shoots it. And I think that's valuable, especially like we talk about on the power play. And, you get an easy goal. I talk about easy goals a lot, just what it does for a team. Like, you don't have to grind out down low, cycles, make a crazy passing play. If you get a guy that can just rip one in the net from the blue line, that's a big boost for your team. That's a goal that doesn't require the level of effort and time put in and, sort of just work that a grinder goal that JT Miller or Larkin might score, tapping in a goal on the back door after a long cycle shift. Like Tage just rips one in the net. That takes a big load off of your team. You can get an easy goal like that. That's valuable.
Yep.
And I don't think Keller can shoot it too, but I don't think he can shoot it like Tage can anywhere close.
No. I mean, he's gonna stick handle and he's fast and he's a great player too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we'll see. I think he stays in probably. Him scoring, I think, helps him along a lot. Like if he hadn't scored the 2 goals, maybe he'd be at risk. And I don't really think he's played that poorly. It's just again, like when the bar is that high with who else is on your team, it can be tough. It can be tough to stay in. And at the moment, his line is being trusted the least, just by minutes. But again, when you're playing Germany and Latvia and Denmark, you only want to read into it so much anyway. Like we'll see how they execute and how they play those lines when they play Sweden, assuming they do. And that is why I said, kind of leading off the show here, that I feel like Team USA kind of got hosed by a very odd way that they do the seeding going into the knockout round. And it doesn't mean I don't think they can win that game. I think they'll be favored, and I think they should win that game. Sweden, though, is a challenge. They play Latvia, by the way, tomorrow, so they're not even officially playing the U.S. yet. They'd have to win that game, but they should beat Latvia. We'll see. They play at 3:10 tomorrow afternoon. The way they do the seeding is that it matters more where you finish in your group than what your record actually was. So the U.S. as the 2 seed will play, because it's a bracket style at the beginning, will play the winner of the 7 seed Swedish team and the 10th seed Latvian team. Everybody expects that to be Sweden. While the 6th seed is Germany.
Right.
Which, just saw that yesterday. U.S., totally different level. I bet Germany to win the bronze medal in this tournament. So selfishly, I do like their path. They've got to beat France and Slovakia to get to the semis. They lose that game, and bam, they're in the bronze medal game. Love it. But for the U.S.'s sake, they have to play Sweden, even though Sweden won more games than Germany did.
Right.
Germany somehow is a higher seed, having 1 win over Denmark, which somehow in their format is more valuable than Sweden beating Finland and Italy.
Right.
2 wins.
Yeah. It is
okay.
It's a weird system. I think with these tournaments that are so short, you get 3 games before you have to seed people. It's difficult to find a system that makes sense for like every outcome. Like this is definitely one of the ones that is exemplifying the problems with this sort of, seeding and the routes that you have to go through. But it's tough in these short tournaments to make a better, more fair path. It's just difficult. I like that they did the 3-2. I like pretty much everything they did about it. Would it have been better to seed them? How do you want it? Just by record?
I think by record. Like once you're through, like your group no longer matters. Because now you are competing against the way the NFL would do it, right? Like your division record. Your division record matters when you're comparing to the other teams in your division. Right. But once you start
breaking out of that
to the comparing to the teams in the other groups, I no longer want to hear about where you finished in the group. Now I just want to hear about what were your wins, what's your record, what's your goal differential, and I get that that's so within your group too, but.
Right, then I think the group strength becomes a bigger talking point, right? Like, the group that USA is in is not the same level that the group Canada is in with Sweden and Finland, right? So then you get into that debate, like, did USA get an easy walk into a better record? Not that, Canada obviously had no problems, but if they had, and they, then you have an argument about, well, this isn't right. The USA played nobody, and we had to play the top other 2 nations in the tournament.
Right.
And so that's where you run into those problems, and it can get funky. But it is definitely a tougher path than you'd like to see.
Yeah, I think I'm just bitter that they have to play Sweden.
I get it, and we're gonna have, but it's
before
gonna be
the semis.
Right. It's not even gonna be a deciding whether you get to the gold medal game or the bronze medal game. It's just where you get to keep going, which is tough.
Right.
Because one of the two top teams in the thing is going to be out on Wednesday night. That's just what it's going to be.
And if my Germans beat Slovakia, then Canada will get to play Czechia and then Germany before, and you'll have to play Sweden and Finland. If everything shakes out. Odds right now, Patrick Bacon, HockeyStats.com, who has a lot of the advanced stats of this tournament, he has Sweden at 88% to win. So again, even that's not a
guarantee,
a lock, but it's pretty close to it.
It's a good. That Sweden team's legit, and Latvia, we saw them game one. They can stay in it, but I don't think they're giving anybody a run.
So we'll see. Yet. We'll see what we get. I'm glad for the entertainment value to have it because I hate that it could all end in one day. Again, I said I missing the Sabre season. I'm ready for it to come back, and it does kind of stink that it interrupts a good Sabre season on top of the NHL at all. Because I love this hockey. I love the Olympics. I'm watching the Denmark-Germany games, and yesterday was Czechia and Switzerland, which was a great game.
Yeah.
I'm ready, though, for the U.S. and Canada to be, really tested. That's the one thing you don't really get out of this. They don't get tested until it's win or go home.
Right.
And a lot of that is because Russia's not there and just randomness of not being in the same group with another. So, on that front, I am glad to hopefully, if they win, have potentially 3 really competitive, fun U.S. hockey games.
Yeah.
Because if they play Sweden and beat them, I'm assuming that's a good hockey game.
Yeah.
Finland, they're better than, but if they play them in the semis, if everything goes chalk, that should be a good competitive hockey game. And then if you get Canada, of course, that would be the same thing.
Yeah.
So you've had 3 games where it's they should win by 7. And now it's 3 games where, they could lose.
Right.
All right, I'm into it.
It's fun. It's so much fun. All of it's fun. I can't peel my eyes off of it. I keep going, a game will end, and I'll walk away from the TV for a while, and I'm like, it's 20 minutes passes. I'm like, when's the next game? I want to see who's playing now. Is it Switzerland? Do I get to watch Roman Yossi? Who's up? I'm ready. Because these guys, they're just, every team, despite, the France's, there are guys on every team. Even France. Texier. He's fun.
That's I was telling Owen, though, that France game earlier this weekend where they were down 3-0, it was just kind of on in the background where I was. And then all of a sudden I start rooting for France heavily when I see them start coming back.
They scored 3 goals in a row. Right.
Just popped right back into it. It is tough to peel your eyes off of it. It's very exciting. It's something different from what you're normally used to, and it's really cool.
You haven't had it for years. It's great to have it back.
Also spoken like someone who didn't have the 11-0 Finland-France game on.
Right.
Or Finland-Italy.
Italy, yes.
Italy. They put up a good fight.
They did. They did.
Not in that game.
No.
The first 2 games. They did pretty well. Yeah, it's been pretty great. I think it's been more competitive than most tournaments you'd expect, but there's Canada and the U.S. still romping their opponents. Do we feel like the U.S. has looked good?
Not as good as I was kind of ready for them to look. I'll be honest. I have been impressed with the Eichel-Kachuk line. They look great.
That line's been their most consistent and best line, I think, regularly.
I don't know if it's because I'm watching Canada, and Canada is just absurd all over the ice, but I have not been as impressed with the speed on USA as I have been with Canada and some of, I have been left wanting a little more out of them at times. Whether that be just feels a little dump and chasey sometimes to me, which, I think that's a little bit of what USA wants to do. It's also a product of the rink is just a little smaller, so there's a little less room in that neutral zone to work. I think that is a factor. But I have not felt like they would be, in great shape if they were playing Canada in any of these games. I think if they're going to have a chance against Canada, they need to play a good chunk better than they've played so far in the tournament. And that's entirely possible. They've played, like we've talked about, not great teams. But I have not seen the kind of dominance I've wanted to. The defensive core hasn't maybe been as... I don't want to call them not dominant because they've been destroying teams.
They've been the better unit, right? Like
I agree with that.
They've been better than the forward group.
I agree with that. That's what I was getting to. Like that unit has been really good. I have not maybe thought they've done exactly what I expected them to coming into the tournament. I think it's the best decor that the U.S. has ever had. Mm-hmm. So I was ready for them to be maybe a little more offensively involved than they have been. But the forward group is really what I'm getting at here. I don't know that I've loved everything up there. The Trocheck-Miller stuff, I don't need to see them out there as much as they're out there. I really do not.
Yeah.
All those guys can play the same effective defensive role that those guys do and give you more. I just don't see them doing a lot for you on the ice offensively. They aren't fast enough, I don't think. Trocheck can skate, but I don't think he thinks the game at the pace that you need to out here once you start getting into the Swedens, the Finlands, the Canadas. So I'm interested. I think Hellebuck's looked good for the most part. A couple of funky ones, but he's been fine. Swayman I don't need to see again. I don't know.
Swayman with the goal that was allowed from center ice. Yeah,
that's tough. They had a really good angle of that on the replay. There is when you play in an arena that's dark behind the puck, it can be extremely difficult to pick the puck up.
The boards are kind of dark.
The boards are
right?
black. They're black. The boards. They are pitch black, and that is really, really tough. From a long range shot like that, if it's closer in, you get the white ice below it and you can track it. But from that far out, you're getting the boards and you can't see it. It's really tough.
That could be a disadvantage, like a really strong one for goalies, because I don't know if the shooter is thinking this. I don't think he is. But let me get this puck in his line of sight that's with the boards, and he could lose it.
Yeah.
Whereas in hockey, of course, or in the NHL, you only have whiteboards.
Right.
So
I used to play in the North American League when we were down there. There was, I think it was Odessa, used to have black seats behind the nets.
Yeah.
And any sort of high chip flip puck or long dump in, I would have trouble with. It was scary.
I've never thought of this wrinkle before.
Here's a thought.
It's a real thing.
Here's a thought along the maybe along in the same vein as the Miami Dolphins designing a stadium that has the sun only hitting the away sideline. Why don't the Sabres or any team decide, hey, you know what? The end that the opposing goalie is going to be looking towards twice, we're going to do all black seats. Just in that corner. That side of the ice. Let's make KeyBank Center on one half all black seats, and it's going to be the half that the opposing goalie looks at twice. Why not? Wouldn't that give you an advantage?
That'd be some...
I think you're saying it would. Maybe if it's small, but...
It would if you're not selling the building out all the time. That was the thing in Odessa,
right,
because if there's people in the seats,
you can tell where black and red.
Exactly. This is our black and red, the black and red end.
Thursday
this half
nights.
of the ice wears black and red. We'll even, you know what? We'll give you a T-shirt if you want on a lot of these
section,
days.
You get one.
Yeah, and on the other half, you want to wear blue and gold, wear blue and gold. But this is the black and red end over here.
Yeah,
I like this as an idea.
I'm telling you right now, it
can't
really
make the boards.
Matters.
You probably can't make the boards.
No,
I don't think that's
allowed.
Yeah.
That might be an actual NHL rule
Maybe
regulation.
That they've got to be white.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you could
boards.
try to sell an ad that has a dark color scheme in the back there.
Start contacting your sponsors.
Yes.
Let's go.
Hey, we want a new wrap for your ad on the boards. We need darker colors though. Darker letters, bigger letters, all of it. We're going to start messing with the goalies on the other end. I mean, of course, the Sabres goalie would, deal with that in the second period, but you'd still get an advantage.
Yeah.
All right, I like this. We're going to start redesigning the arenas.
I like it. Let's get stupid.
Tage, by the way, I've got some of the numbers on Team USA. He has played the third fewest minutes, not including, well, actually, really, if you count Kyle, Connor, and Keller, who have played 2 games in 1 game, and you put them together, Tage has played the third fewest minutes through the tournament for Team USA. Yeah. He's played more than Trocheck. He's played almost the same as a couple of guys, but he's a little bit further down. He's getting a lot of power play time, which I think is helping as well.
Yeah, that's the big thing that's getting him there. Like he's not playing. He's getting shifts lifted off him by Trocheck and whoever else that 13th forward is pretty regularly 5-on-5.
Yeah. I've got one other thought on the Olympics that I do want to get to, and it kind of revolves around Eichel because he's so good.
He's awesome.
He's so good, and it had me missing him a little bit and thinking about, like, what could have been different. I'm not sure anything could have, but I was thinking about him a little bit. Because he's played the most minutes of their forwards. He is their number one center.
So good.
Above Matthews, above Larkin. He's the number one center, and he's been on the best line so far. 803-0550 is the phone number. Team USA is into the quarterfinals at the Olympics in the men's hockey tournament. That will continue for them, I believe, on Wednesday. They'll play the winner of Sweden and Latvia, which will very likely be Sweden, but we'll see. 3:10 on Wednesday. Those qualifying round games are going to be tomorrow, starting at 6 a.m. Some football today as well. I spent some time over the weekend looking at teams that are going to be needing new starting quarterbacks and who those starting quarterbacks are going to be, because there's not a long list. I'm going to revisit that a bit. We got Tim Graham coming up at 8 o'clock. Some Sabres, some time for your phone calls as well. It's Jerry